back into regular session. There was no decisions made in the executive session.
I'll start off with the building. I talked to Mr. Kohler. He thought this Saturday he'd get the building done. I have not checked on it or called on him yet. I've talked to Dave Fleming about the demolition. He's working on several different avenues. One of them, he's been working with KDHE at burying the building somewhere other than the landfill. Some different avenues like that, so it sounds like we're ready to go there. I talked to several local contractors about coming in and talking to me about what we wanted, so they had an idea of what we wanted when we advertised for bids. Only one of them showed up. I'm going to go ahead and put the bid in the paper process. See if that spurs me in, but there was only one that came in and actually sat down and went over what we wanted. So hopefully we get moving. I want to at least get to the point that this winter that we have before winter we have the concrete poured and cured and everything like that. So that's moving forward. The second thing after the building is I did some thinking about the overages in the jail fund. I have an idea. I don't know if it works or if we can transfer money that way or not. I should have a little over $12,000 in my grant money for matching for grants. It's in the special fund and the grant fund. I don't know if that money could be moved back out, but obviously I'm not applying for a grant this year. I'd like to have that money back in there at some point in time because you never know when you might apply for a grant and you want matching funds for the grant. But I have built up, I think it's a little over $12,000 in that matching fund. But I don't know if it could be transferred out.
That's me. I don't know if there's strings attached to those grants or not. I don't know.
And obviously, this year the reimbursement from Walls County should be around $20,000. That's an estimate. Don't set that in stone. That's to go back into the general fund. It's the reimbursement for our expenses in the directed law enforcement organization. It's paid. Those expenses are paid out of general fund or out of the sheriff's office regular budget, which comes out of the general fund. So the reimbursement goes right directly into the general fund, not back in the sheriff's office budget. So those funds will be available also to move into. And I know we'll probably still be short after that, but that almost adds up magically to the number for the surgery. But that's kind of some thinking I've done. I don't know if you guys want to talk to the auditor and see if the money out of the grant matching funds could be moved over into that or not. But obviously, from my understanding of the reimbursement from Walls County going into the general fund, general budget, that
we can use it.
That's you guys can use that however you want. That's my understanding. So, like I said, there's about $32,000 that I think we can move back in to cover some shortages in the jail fund. So,
because we depleted the jail fund for the surgery, plus where did we come up with the remainder out of the general fund?
I'm sorry, Howard.
The surgery we paid for. We depleted. There was like $12,000
left in the jail.
Left in the
But
jail
they've
fund.
come back and they want separate checks. They want a check now for this, and then when the surgery happens, then they want.
The surgery happened last week, so
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole thing.
because I've been waiting for the surgery to actually happen and then file the insurance claim. So when we get the checks paid, I'll need to know or I'll work with Scott, come down and work with Scott to get the claim filed with our insurance company. Because who knows, maybe they'll pay it and we won't have to worry about all this. But I just it's been on my mind. I've been thinking about it a lot, and that's a couple things I came up with to try to help.
Well, I like it if there's no strings attached to this grant money. Mm-hmm. And we'll have to do some research on that.
Yeah. So that's about all I had for the sheriff's office. Like I said, we are going to be doing some work. I've been telling you about that since you guys ever took office upstairs. We've been waiting for the contractor. We've been busy with other stuff, so now we're getting ready to start building that wall where the computer equipment is, putting up some more shelving and getting a little bit better area there where the fax machine, the copy machine is, and then the microwave and stuff for the dispatchers and everybody to use. We're going to kind of get a little something better there, but of course that'll come out of the asset forfeiture fund, not out of the general fund. But he's finishing up the projects that he had on hold. So we should be starting on that pretty soon, so you'll hear banging and clanging up there again. We're impressed with the Next Tech video. It's helped us. We had a crime within the courthouse. It's helped us on that, so we're excited about that. I think that's it for the sheriff's office. I'm going to stay for dispatch. So I'll need to draw a line and say, unless you guys have any concerns over the sheriff's office before we.
So that $12,000, it's in the general.
Yeah, I don't. I'll be honest with you, Roger. I don't know how it worked. It was set up by the previous commissioners when Carol was writing grants. They assigned us a dollar amount to certain departments to be put into that fund, so it already existed, and we didn't have to. When we were doing a matching fund grant, we didn't have to jockey stuff around. So they put X amount of money for EMS, X amount of money for sheriff, whatever department in those. And my department was one of them that they put money in that fund, and I believe it was a little over $12,000. So that way, when we applied for a fund, we knew we had money set back to be a matching fund. And I'm not applying for any grants.
So it
So.
really wasn't ear tagged for a grant specifically.
Yeah, it's. I think the fund says grant on it or something like
Right,
that.
but there wasn't a specific.
There was not a specific
project.
grant. No. It was a just in case we worked on a project
Thinking
that's
if
coming
you're
next
within
year.
the general, you can move money inside the general.
I'd be for Dolores.
Yeah,
Seems like you can, but maybe not.
That's an auditor.
Yeah.
Auditor
Dolores or
question.
Start with Dolores.
start with
then
Dolores. Yeah.
Ask John.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, and maybe it's already been used for something else. I don't know, but I just know that there was money set aside in that grant fund in case we applied for a grant in
When did we
2017.
receive that? Do you know? When was that grant received? When did we get?
It wasn't a grant. It was taxpayers' money from Cheyenne County, and it was set aside to match a grant.
To match grants. I got
And
it,
it
I
was
got it.
based off of, in case we did apply for a
I got
grant in
it.
2017, we weren't trying to move money around. It's already been budgeted. It's in there to match a grant.
I got
So,
you.
so
Okay, well, get the answers to those and
yeah.
we'll move
Yeah,
forward.
like I said, I'm just trying to think of things because I feel the pain of the jail budget as well.
You are a thinker, too.
So,
About it.
on dispatch, we did sign a new contract. We have to renew our contract annually with people that do our GIS.
Who'd you go with?
ATCI,
ATCI.
Jason Collin,
Who did we have?
RNS.
Arnaz.
One of the big reasons is RNS hasn't changed anything from 2015. ATCI, I always get all the acronyms wrong. They have, the service that they assigned in the contract was more what RNS has given us, and they were $100 cheaper. Checking all my facts before.
RNS hasn't upgraded or updated anything since 2015.
The quote they gave me still said 2015 at the top. That was a pretty big deciding factor for me. So,
And like I said, it's just a one-year contract, and just we don't.
2,500.
Yes. 25.
Yeah, and it's an annual contract. It's budgeted. We would have been given the money to RNS or ATCI. one way
Right,
or
you
the
got to
other.
do it with somebody.
Somebody. So that's a change.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a change. Like I said, we'll see if they can deliver what they said they're going to deliver. I know we're using this app, and there's a lot of things that we are finding through the use of this app, which sends us directly to the call on our phone. GPS map gives us a map, and there's things that are all screwy, and they're gonna fix them through the contract. That's one of
Well, I
my
hope
big
so.
things.
I was always kind of disappointed in RNS when I dealt with them in the past.
So we'll see how that works. Like I said, it's an annual contract. We'll be reviewing it again next year.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The other thing is the recorder upstairs. We talked to you about that at one of the budget hearings. It needs to be replaced. It's done. We found out we can purchase that through the 911 funds. and we're going to step away from the company we currently have. They're based out of Chicago. We can't get them to get out there. But the company we're going with has techs that are in Kansas that can come work on things. And
Sales is actually out of Wichita, so, I mean, it's not
Not
Chicago.
close, but it's, you know.
Yeah.
it's not Chicago. So,
They could be here in a day if they had to be.
So,
Chicago,
and we got
seem to get them here in a year.
and we got approval to take that out of the 911 funds. So we've got some work to do with that company of deciding, like I told you guys, anymore with technology. They give you two ways to purchase it. One is just spend a bunch of money at once, and then you're responsible for it, or kind of lease to own, bank payments type thing. We got a few things to hammer out on that, but that's coming down the pike.
Well, as long as the contract reads who's responsible for what,
Mhm.
when, I think
Yeah.
that's,
And that recording of the stuff is I can't believe it costs that much, but it's critical to have it when it comes to liability and litigation. So, not just for the sheriff's office, but for EMS, fire, everybody, the county in general, to have that recording is essential. And we're not catching stuff right now, and we're missing some lines, and it's not interfacing with the next gen 911.
it never worked very
It
good.
never worked very good. And we're going to, like I said, we're going back to, hey, we'll try another company. We're not happy with this company. We need a new one anyways, so we'll try a different company. And the same goes for what we discussed about with personnel for dispatch. It's the same position, so that's, do you have anything else to add in dispatch, Eric?
I don't think so. We're set pretty good, I think.
So,
I think this move to ATC and I think that'll be a good move for us. We're gonna get some data cleaned up in the MSAG that isn't quite where it should be, center lines and stuff, so,
Yeah, and that's always a big issue.
yeah.
Got to be a lot closer than we were 3 or 4 years ago.
well, the call on Saturday was wanting to send me to the North Atlantic.
Well, that's just a default.
Yeah.
If the system doesn't have an actual address,
Address,
it
yeah.
won't route you.
How are 911 addresses, are they complete now? Are they all?
And we're just getting ready to do remediation, so then we'll start going back through and verifying. Cell phone companies are starting to, Viero just did a 22 call, test call a week ago for each sector in the county on their cell towers for phase 2, and all passed good, so they finally stepped into this century.
Yeah.
I just got an email Friday that I can't remember who it was. Another cell phone company is going to start doing some testing. So it takes up a lot of time, but you know, it's part of it. If it verifies it works, I'm good with that. So
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you.
I think it's time for another 5-minute break.
Yes, it is.